Your hands are freezing, your feet feel like ice, and you're sitting right there, in a perfectly warm room, maybe wrapped in a blanket, wondering why. Sound familiar? Most people just sigh and mutter, "Guess this is what getting old feels like," and move on. But stop for a second, because that persistent cold isn't aging itself. More often, it's your circulation quietly changing underneath the surface. Blood flow that's simply not reaching your fingers and toes the way it used to. And here's the part that matters, that's actually something you can influence, starting today. I'm walking you through 7 juices, ranked from number 7 all the way up to number 1, that may genuinely support healthier blood flow. One of these, sitting right in the middle of this list, is so deceptively simple that almost everyone overlooks it. Yet it may be doing more than any of the others. And number 1? That's the strongest nutritional choice on this entire list for supporting real circulation. Stick around, because you won't see it coming. Tell me in the comments, how old are you and where are you watching from? Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. Your heart pumps blood all the way out to your fingers and toes, the farthest, hardest points in your entire body to reach. With age, blood vessels lose elasticity, and reduced activity, certain medications, and everyday circulation shifts can make that long journey less efficient. That's often why cold hands and feet creep up after 60. But listen carefully. Some signs genuinely shouldn't get brushed off as just aging. Coldness that never warms up, numbness that lingers, skin changing color, real pain while walking that eases with rest. One limb feeling noticeably colder than the other. These deserve a doctor's attention, not a home remedy. They can signal something more serious happening in your blood vessels. And let me be blunt. No juice unclogs arteries or treats vascular disease. That's not how biology works. What these drinks can genuinely do is support a heart-healthy diet. So, let's look at the 7 that can, starting from the bottom. We're starting at number 7 with pomegranate juice. And here's why it earns this spot. Pomegranates are exceptionally rich in polyphenols, antioxidants studied for their role in protecting blood vessel walls from oxidative stress, the kind of cellular damage that quietly accumulates over years. Antioxidants matter here because healthy circulation depends on vessels that function properly, not ones weakened by ongoing damage. This supports the bigger goal we're chasing throughout this video: genuinely healthy blood vessels. Choose unsweetened pomegranate juice, not sugary bottled versions loaded with added sweeteners that undo much of the benefit. Keep your portion reasonable too. Around 4 to 6 ounces is plenty, since pomegranate juice is naturally concentrated in sugar, even without additions. A simple tip: dilute it with a splash of water if the flavor feels too intense. Now, something you probably already have sitting in your kitchen takes the number 6 spot: beetroot juice. And this one's genuinely interesting for circulation specifically. Beets are naturally rich in dietary nitrates. And here's the fascinating part. Your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, a molecule that helps your blood vessels relax rather than staying tightly constricted. That relaxation supports healthier blood flow throughout your body, including out to your hands and feet, which is exactly why beetroot juice stands out on a list like this one. One practical note worth knowing: beetroot juice can temporarily affect blood pressure, sometimes lowering it modestly, which matters if you're already on blood pressure medication or tend to run low. Start with a small serving, around 4 ounces, and see how your body responds before increasing it. Unsweetened and ideally diluted with water if the earthy taste feels intense. A completely different set of nutrients brings us to number 5. Orange juice, a familiar one, but there's real substance behind it. Oranges are packed with vitamin C and other citrus compounds that have been studied for their role in supporting healthy blood vessel function, fitting naturally into an overall heart-healthy dietary pattern. The key word here is overall. No single nutrient works in isolation. Choose 100% orange juice with no added sugar, not the sugary juice drinks or juice cocktails lining most grocery aisles, which offer little more than sweetened water with a splash of citrus. And even with real juice, portion control genuinely matters, since juicing removes the fiber and concentrates natural sugar. Stick to around 4 to 6 ounces. A simple alternative worth considering: eating a whole orange instead gives you that same vitamin C alongside genuine fiber, which slows sugar absorption. Quick pause here because this is worth saying out loud. If you've ever tried a store-bought healthy juice and felt like it didn't do much of anything, this is probably why. It's almost never the fruit letting you down. It's the added sugar quietly washing out whatever benefit the fruit actually offered in the first place. Keep that in mind for every juice left on this list. Number 4 takes a very different approach entirely: watermelon juice. And its biggest strength is right there in the name: hydration. Adequate hydration matters more for circulation than most people realize, since your blood is largely water, and dehydration can actually thicken it slightly, making the whole system work harder to push it through your vessels. Watermelon also contains citrulline, a naturally occurring compound that's been studied for its potential role in supporting blood vessel relaxation, similar in spirit to what we discussed with beetroot earlier. Whole watermelon is often the better choice over juiced versions, since you keep the fiber that slows sugar absorption and adds genuine volume without extra concentrated sugar. If you do juice it, keep servings modest and skip added sugar entirely, since watermelon is naturally sweet enough on its own. Something with a completely different flavor profile brings us to number 3, tomato juice. Honestly, a nice change of pace, a savory option in a list otherwise dominated by sweet fruit juices. Tomatoes bring genuine nutritional value, rich in potassium and lycopene, an antioxidant compound that's been studied for its connection to overall cardiovascular health, supporting healthy blood vessel function alongside the other nutrients we've covered. Here's the practical point that genuinely matters, though: choose a low-sodium version. Standard tomato juice can carry a surprising amount of sodium, and if you're managing blood pressure at all, that excess sodium works directly against everything you're trying to accomplish here. Read the label carefully, and look specifically for low sodium or no salt added on the front of the bottle, since regular versions can pack in far more than you'd expect from a vegetable-based drink. Now, here's a choice most people wouldn't immediately connect to circulation at all. Number 2, grape juice, particularly dark purple varieties. And here's why it earns this spot. Grapes are rich in polyphenols, especially in the skin, antioxidant compounds studied for their role in supporting vascular health, protecting blood vessel walls from the kind of oxidative damage that accumulates over decades. This fits directly into the antioxidant-rich pattern we've been building throughout this list. Choose 100% grape juice with no added sugar, and stay mindful of portion size, since grape juice is naturally one of the more sugar-concentrated options here, even without anything added. 4 ounces is a reasonable serving. Here's a genuinely useful comparison, though whole grapes contain fiber that juice simply doesn't, which slows sugar absorption and makes them arguably the smarter everyday choice. The final juice combines one of the most interesting circulation-related nutrients with a food many people already have sitting in their kitchen right now. And here it is. Number 1, a simple ginger and lemon drink. Ginger contains compounds studied for supporting healthy circulation and reducing inflammation, while lemon adds vitamin C and its own protective plant compounds. Together, they bring 2 different benefits into one simple glass. I want to be completely honest. This isn't a cure for poor circulation, and it won't instantly warm cold hands and feet on its own. It's a supportive dietary choice, one piece within a much bigger picture. Preparation is simple. Grate a small piece of fresh ginger, steep it in warm water a few minutes, then add fresh lemon juice. Skip the honey or sugar if you can, since turning this into a sweetened drink undoes much of the point. One safety note: if you take blood thinners or have specific medical conditions, talk to your doctor before adding concentrated ginger regularly, since it can interact with certain medications. And here's the real payoff. The goal was never just warmer hands and feet. It's genuinely supporting your cardiovascular health, one honest choice at a time. Let's go back to where we started: those cold hands and feet, even sitting in a warm room. Remember this: small daily choices, made consistently, can genuinely support healthier circulation over time. So here's one thing to do today: pick just one juice from this list and try it this week. Nothing more complicated than that. Think about what warm hands actually mean to you. Being able to hold your grandchild's hand without apologizing for how cold yours feels, or shaking hands with someone new without that small flash of embarrassment. That's really what we're working toward here, not just a number on a thermometer. But please, don't ignore persistent coldness, numbness, real pain, or color changes. Sometimes circulation issues signal something more serious that genuinely deserves a doctor's attention, not a home remedy. Better circulation isn't just about warmer hands. It's about staying active, confident, and independent for longer. Which juice are you trying first? Tell me below and subscribe for the next senior health video.